Oh, okay. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, let's see. Let me bring my slides up and we're good to go. All right. There's that. And okay. Well. Um, let's see who was here first. Mary H, thank you so much for being here first. I really do appreciate it. That Edie girl, hello. Beverly McCaskill, and a few other people. All right. Okay. There it is. There it is. Wow. That's all I can say is just wow. I love it. I'm loving it. Beautiful. Well done. Well done, Duchess of Sussex. As a matter of fact, why don't we do this? Yes. Beautiful. Take a look. So, looks like the Sussexes have been busy today. Hey, Legs, Bunny Rose, Jacqueline, Carolyn Mentor, Joan Garcia. All right. So, Duchess Meghan gets real about learning from her mistakes. You learn not to do it again, she tells Harper's Bazaar in her December cover story. It is a long article, too. It is. It's a long article. So I tell you, when you get a chance to, make sure you check it out. Take a look there. Stunning. Meghan goes bareface. Bareface. Makeup free Meghan. That It's incredible. When I saw one of the pictures, I was just like, "Oh, okay," because I could see her freckles clearly, but I didn't know it was barefaced until later. After I started getting into the article, and I'm just like, "Wow, absolutely stunning." Now that just goes to show you what a good skin regimen will do. Talk to your esthetician. And I think some people over there in the firm, they don't need an esthetician, they need a magician. But it's just too soon to be so shady, isn't it? Oh, okay, maybe. We'll see how the evening goes. All right. And then there's that one. Yes, you got to have a trench coat. That is a signature Megan move there, the trench coat. Love this photo. So I'm going to just share a little bit of the article with you here. So it says here a cluster of white tents has been set up at the La Brea Tar Pits, the active fossil dig site and natural history museum in Los Angeles, to receive a group of girls from a local STEM academy. One tent near the entrance is appointed with a handsome, worn looking wooden desk with a tarp hanging behind it that's printed with a reproduction of a nature painting. It looks like a movie version of an archaeologist's field station. The 11 and 12-year-olds in their purple and gray uniforms are unaware of who they are about to meet. It's a warm September day, and I can hear them murmuring outside the tent. A golf cart pulls up, the gravel crunching beneath his tires. The Duchess of Sussex, someone in a scrum announced, Meghan descends. Yeah, someone's like, the Duchess of Sussex. Dressed in wide leg trousers, silk blouse, and a small pair of Pave diamond studs by the Ukrainian brand Guzma. Yeah, Guzma. They were a gift from her husband, Prince Harry, picked up on a recent trip to Kyiv with his Invictus Game Foundation. Meghan lives just a few blocks from here. As a child, she mentions that this is where she rode on the back of her mother's bike before she was allowed to ride her own bike. Wow, very cool. Anyway, like I said, it's a very long article. Meghan and the girls assembled into a photo. I kind of feel like I remember that photo, although I'm not sure, and they do not have it here in the magazine. But oh, why don't I give you the link to the article? Why don't I do that? Hold on a second. I'm going to put the link right here, and then I'm going to post it to the top of the chat so that you'll have it. There you go. Verify that it takes you there. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Is there a paywall for this? I know I don't have a subscription. I wonder how I got through. Anyway, that's interesting. Kevon Slims, thank you so much. They never know her next move, and they stalk her page to profit from her next move. They should write her a check. Hear, hear, because the tabloids, the media, they're making a fortune from the Duchess of Sussex. I should tell you guys that the Royal Variety Show was tonight. So while the two lazy ones were trying to make a huge impression on the world, little did they know that an ocean and quite a continent away, the Duchess of Sussex was about to roll out a couple of things of her own. So not only did this happen, but they also dropped the trailer, which I'm not allowed to show you because it's a Netflix thing, and oh, they will get you. Yeah, they dropped the trailer for the Netflix holiday special, as ever holiday special. So thank you, Kevon Sims, for the super chat. Check it out. Red. I would love to see her wear that somewhere. And then there's this. I don't know if you would call that like a tuxedo jacket, but it's very much giving me tuxedo. Look at how beautiful and radiant her skin looks. Bare face. And nothing special with her hair. Nothing special with her hair. Her hair was up and then it was down. See there? This is about as brave as that you can get for a magazine like the Harper's Bazaar. That is a beautiful pic, right? These are absolutely gorgeous. I love every one of these. Marianne Morris, hello to you too. Good evening. I love each and every one of these. Lex says, beautiful pics. Meghan is that girl. They can't compete. Thank you very much for the super chat. And thank you, of course, for being here. Yes, she is that girl. Did I do this one twice? I kind of think I did. Gorgeous. And that, of course, is the cover. Let's see. Kavansom says, wonder how Kate looks makeup free. Well, I do have that picture from that party where her hair is all flat. I do have that one picture, but it's not close enough to really know, you know. But yeah, I do have that. Oh, I think I would pay a king's ransom if I can get a picture like that. Thank you for the super chat. Yes, point blank, period. So there's no such thing as perfect. I too get to make mistakes. There's also not a lot of fun in trying to be perfect. So why try to do that if you want to have fun? Yeah, so if you want to have fun, don't try to be perfect. And here's a couple of bonus. These actually come from the video. There is a video from Harper's Bazaar, and I don't think I can share that one with you either. But there is a video, a behind the scenes of the photo shoot, and these are a couple of screenshots of that one. Oh, is that right? Oh, yes, yes, yes. They did have that today. The free shipment code. Thank you so much, because I totally forgot about that. As ever has a free shipping on wine. Yes, so you can get your wine on. Um, they do have a free shipment code. And trust me, that will save you a lot of money. Let's see, Cypher, it says gorgeous, a class act spot on brand. It speaks empowered, thoughtful, elegant, authentic, and peaceful womanhood. Princess, Duchess, daughter of Africa. The ancestors are pleased. Yes, they are. So pleased. Yes, Lydia says, perfect time for the holidays to have free shipping. It really is. And it will save a lot of money. And here's a few more little bonus ones. I can't get over the bear skin. I'm looking and I can definitely see that, yeah, it looks like she's got some lip gloss, but no foundation whatsoever. That is incredible. Um, yeah, so let's stay here for a second. And let me go over and take one look right here before I continue. Just to see. Okay. Nope, they don't have that yet. All right. So let me see here. I got an as ever 10% off code too. Oh, well, for you, Church Nelly, I'm sure it's like frequent flyer miles. I'm sure it's like that. You got your own code. All right. Okay, so I'm going to continue. The UK media called Nigeria unsafe for Harry and Meghan, but safe for Prince Edward, Rambolina. How about that? Remember when I mean, the media, the British media, they went in on Nigeria. All of the nasty things they were saying about Nigeria and how unsafe it was. I tell you, the tabloid media, I believe that they are quite capable of causing a national embarrassment as far as the UK is concerned. The way they speak about, let's say, a world leader when they're coming to visit, is this inquisition type of journalism. They investigate everything except for stuff that could really benefit people. So, of course, when they were saying this, it had to do with the fact that Harry was involved with his case about receiving what security he actually deserves, but instead they were giving him some bespoke well, and I guess that's still the case, where he's supposed to give them notification 28 days in advance, and then they will assess, instead of just giving him the type of security that they give to every living prime minister and quite a few other people, but not the son of the sovereign, as a punishment. And that's what it is. It is a punishment. But that's okay. I think the ancestors are dealing quite a few blows to those people that are the, shall we say, the difficult ones, the troublemakers. The ancestors are dealing with them. And I'll just leave it there. Let's see. Reveal how Harry and Meghan have taken 4 of their own security guards to Nigeria, but their host will be footing the bill for. Yeah, remember they were saying that they love to try to create hostility against the Sussexes. Who's going to pay for this? Who's going to pay for that? Let me see. Could undermine UK's foreign policy with high risk world tour after Colombia and Nigeria. Come on. Come on. That's a bunch of hooey. Anyway, there's a great article in the Feminegra. Meg with no makeup still looks 1,000 times better than them hag dragons over there. Hag dragons, I like that one. Thank you for the super chat. Now, this is the People magazine. I'll share this one with you. It says here, new photos and interview with Meghan prepares for the premiere of the holiday episode of With Love, Meghan, hitting Netflix December the 3rd. The trailer With Love, Meghan holiday celebration dropped today, giving a glimpse of what to expect, including Prince Harry's cameo, crafts, and more. Meghan is joined in episodes by tennis star Naomi Osaka, chef and Top Chef judge Tom Colicchio, hospitality expert Will Gadara, philanthropist and close friend Kelly McGee Zafin, and her longtime friend and author, producer Lindsay Roth. The special also lands as Meghan's lifestyle brand, As Ever, rolls out its first holiday collection featuring candles, fruit spread, and honey, several of which appear in the trailer. Okay. And also it goes on to say Meghan's last magazine interview was for People in March as she launched As Ever with Love, Meghan amidst public scrutiny. There are tons of twists and turns, even with the name, she said, referring to trademark issues and switching her lifestyle brand from American Riviera Orchard to As Ever. I was figuring it out in real time. You know what? I still think that was a stroke of genius. The name change, I think that was genius because they had invested so much negativity in the American Riviera Orchard, right? And so I guess Meghan said, you know what? That other name that I was thinking about, let's go with that one. I'm glad she did that. I think that worked out perfect. The Duchess of Sussex added that the experience was defined by growth. She says, I appreciate everyone who gave me grace to make mistakes and figure it out, and also to be forgiving with myself through that. It's a learning curve. She also opened up about her husband is loving seeing her dive back into the entrepreneurial world. Meghan says, "My husband met me when I had the TIG, and I see this spark in his eye when he sees me doing the thing that I was doing when he first met me." And she goes on to say, "It's almost like a honeymoon period again because it's exactly how it was in the beginning when he'd watch me scribbling away, writing newsletter, fine tuning edits, and just really being in the details of it. I think he loves watching as much as I love doing the creative process. It's just been fun. This is who I've always been." You know what? When you love someone and you're proud of someone, you will stand back and just watch and marvel. You know what I'm saying? You will stand back and you will watch and you will marvel. Some of the things that Megan does so well come so easy, or should I say, it looks easy for her, right? And I'm sure a lot of those things will come very easy to her because she's has a lot of talents. And when a person has talent and wit and intelligence, that is something to behold. So you just kind of sit back and go, wow, you're doing that. You are doing that. So I can believe that that is exactly, I mean, because, okay, where's that photo? Where's that photo? I have evidence right here. I have evidence. You know, I always come with receipts, always. And I keep this one close because I just love the picture so much. But where is that? Where are you hiding, Harry? Oh man, please tell me that picture's not gone. Oh, no. Maybe I oh, there it is. There it is. That one. That one. Tell me that he's not super proud of his wife. Right? That's what that is. That's pride. That is pride. Harry was so happy that day that Meghan had this big rollout for the cookbook. Huge day for her. And I believe it's one of those things that the family, the institution, just wasn't going to tolerate. Especially her mother was invited. I'm sure all of that came together and they probably had some little whispering campaign somewhere starting around the family and with the courtiers and everything. But having that kind of pride, having your husband look at you like that, when your partner gives you that look, that's when the haters are going to hate. That is when they're going to start showing their dorsal fins. That is when the fangs come out. And it's been like that all along. I can still recall when the so-called Samantha the Panther, she said she didn't like working with the Sussexes. At least this is the quote. I can't say for certain that it came from her, but I'm sure it did. Um, it was reported that she felt that they were like a couple of giggly teenagers or something to that effect, that there was something rather off-putting and childish about the way that they loved each other, the way that they were with each other. That was too much for her to take. And the only people that says things like that are people who have no one, people who are unfulfilled and unhappy, mad at the world. I'm surprised she doesn't write for one of the tabloids because the tabloids are full of middle-aged to elderly women with body issues, financial issues. They don't have a partner. It's a certain type that writes those columns. You know, the Jan Moores of this world and the Rebecca English of this world. It's a few of them. Who else is Sarah? What's her name? That one. It's the same song and dance across the board. A bunch of haters because nobody looks at them like that. Amanda Playtell, Liz Jones, nobody looks at them like that. And so they're mad, they're angry, and they want to take it out on everyone. Anyways, let me get back on track here. So, oh, that was it. That's a very short article, isn't it? Did I miss something? Oh, I think I missed the whole middle of the thing. Let's see. In the new interview, Harper's Bazaar released he loves me so boldly. Oh, did I miss that? Opens up about how she learned to steady herself amid years in the spotlight. I think my boundaries become stronger, she said. You find different ways to protect yourself. The spotlight then falls on Harry, whom she affectionately calls H. Yeah, I did miss this. He loves me so boldly, fully, and he also has a different perspective because he sees media that I wouldn't. She said, "No one in the world loves me more than him." Aw. So I know he's always going to make sure that he has my back. Part of her husband's allure, Meghan said, is that he is someone who just has this childlike wonder and playfulness. I was so drawn to that, and he brought that out of me, she added. That's that translates into every part of our life, even in business. I want us to play and have fun and explore and be creative. Wow. That playfulness has extended to her professional life as well. Meghan said nothing that she loves working from, I'm sorry, Meghan said, noting, not nothing, noting that she loves to work from home on her lifestyle brand as ever so she can be close to the couple's children, Archie and Lily. She also learned to embrace the work life balance as she and Harry have recently stepped out public events. Yeah, public events like the Paris Fashion Week, the Hollywood galas. I love being able to do both, Meghan said, to play in the sandbox with my kids and to play in front row at a show. I think the moment that you start making all of your personal decisions based on external judgment, then you lose authenticity. The Duchess of Sussex graced the cover of the magazine art issue. The cover shoot shows her sporting a black suit with a plunging neckline and a tie around her waist. Meghan spotted a sporting, that is, no makeup look directly into the camera as she poses on a stool. Huh, okay. Yeah, I skipped that whole part. All right. So I am going to, let me see here, take a look at a couple of your comments and then I'll continue. Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer. Let's see. She's too busy telling lies on them. That's why. uh, bitter, 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 bitter. You know, and someone needs to say it. Bitter, 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 bitter. Yeah, the thing about the kids, I don't know why people do not understand how disturbing that is to refer to kids as fake and all that kind of stuff. That is horrible. And they do that to women in powerful positions. They do that to women with a lot of, shall we say, influence, right? And of course, if that woman happens to be a woman of color, if that woman happens to be of African descent, then for certain that woman cannot have had, I'm sorry, could never have had any children. Um, and then they make up all these, what do you call it, conspiracies and secrets and such. It's so crazy that they do that. It's too bad that there's like no way to, um, that you can't just really sue them without leading to more problems. Okay. All right, I'm going to continue. So remember, there is free shipping, and there was a code for that, right? Free shipping. That is the $89. I think it's $89. If you would have had to pay the shipping, it would have been more like $120. So having that free shipping is going to make a huge difference. So if you did not order it before because of the shipping, now you should. Now is your chance because just think if you buy a few bottles, you could actually get a bottle free because you're not paying all that shipping. I guess that's not right because you would get three of, well, I mean, it wouldn't be yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. So this curated blend of the finest varietal delights the palate with gentle notes of green apples and pear, accents of citrus and white peach, and a subtle hint of star fruit for balance, brightness, and a crisp, elegant finish. A fresh, complex sparkling crafted from Napa Valley Pinot Noir and Chardonnay grapes using the traditional method champagne. Is it champagnes? Champagnes? It is champagne, but you cannot call it champagne. If you buy a sparkling wine like this outside of, or let's say it did not originate from the Champagne region in France, then you're not allowed to call it champagne. Anyway, our 2021 Vintage Brut is a special wine from a favorable year, ideal for celebrating an engagement, achievement, or reunion. By the way, my niece just got what is her GPA is 3.86. I'll drink to that. I was gonna send her cash, but I tell you what, I'm gonna order some of this wine and I'll drink to that. Let's see, or a reunion. This is one of a kind. Was that Cuvée comes dressed to the nines in a matte black Necker label embossed with gold as ever logo and gilded details. It is a beautiful bottle. Let's see. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous. And of course, don't forget they have the Marlboro Sauvignon Blanc and the Napa Valley Rosé. And so the Brut is featured in Harper's Bazaar, and the Rosé is featured in Vogue and Women's Wear Daily. Now, the fact that they are reminding you that they were featured in those magazines mean that they got a very fair assessment, right? That means they were fair. And then, of course, with love, holiday celebration. Don't forget December 3rd, right? What's the 9th? Wait, is this the third? And then the movie is on the ninth. Am I right about that? I think so. Yeah. So with Love Megan on the third, and then the Masaka kids dance kids, that's on the ninth. Save the date. Check it out. She's making something for Archie and Lily. When she said, let's go do some crafting, you heard her say that on the trailer. Well, that's what she was talking about. I don't know what that is. It's got a bunch of pockets. So I was thinking for shoes or something. I don't know what you would put in that. Does anybody know what that is? Anyway, it looks pretty cool. Oh yeah, Megan posts this today. Oprah's favorite things as ever signature fruit spread gift set. So that is what Oprah posted, and then of course our Duchess shared it on hers. And of course, that is the fruit spread trio. You have the strawberry spread. You know, I still have not tasted the strawberry yet. The raspberry spread and the orange marmalade. And that is a good price for those. How much is that? I think it's $64. The box itself, the box is a keeper. You're not going to get rid of that box. Okay? The box is a keeper. And one of the squatties, I forgot her name, but she has a channel and she did her taste test today. It was so cute watching her do the taste test. She lives in the UK and she has the trio, the gift box trio, and something else she said she has coming. But it was so cool watching her do her taste test. Okay. Oh, is it 42? Oh, thank you so much. Well, then what is 64? Something is 64. I think that's the honey is, well, you know what? Don't pay any attention to me. Go and look at the price yourself. Yeah, go and look at the price yourself. Thank you so much. 42. That sounds right. And it sounds better. Okay, from here on out, I'm not quoting any more prices. And this was on the video. Um, like I said, I cannot show you because it is a trailer from Netflix. It's not a trailer that Megan posted to her account that she made herself. This is the official trailer. So I don't think anyone who has their channel should share that, but some people might. But I'm telling you, Netflix, they're going to come after you. Netflix, Oprah, they don't be playing. Yeah. Big kiss for Harry. Megan is painting cookies. And let's see, that been good. Oh, I think it says, Dear Santa, I've been good and something travels safely. Archie and Lily. Aw, how cute is that? I bet you they made that themselves. And those are the people that we can expect to appear on As Ever. I'll give you those names again. I don't know some of those people, but I know Naomi Osaka, of course. And Tom, what's his name? Okay, that's not him. That's someone else. Then who is this guy? Gosh, did they even have him listed here? Anyway, next. So that is Kelly. She's tall, isn't she? And then the other lady there, I suppose that is Lindsay Roth. And obviously they are making a Christmas wreath. I had no idea. Is Naomi Osaka really that tall? It seems like she is, but then again, Serena is also tall. Oh, great to see Meghan in some colors. You all are going to just make Meghan wear some bright colors. Don't worry, it's coming. I have a feeling it is. Um, the honey sage. I'm trying to imagine what that would taste like. Or sage honey, honey sage. Um, I believe I know what sage tastes like, but I feel like I want to go and get a turkey just so that I can do that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I want to cook a turkey just so that I can see what's going on with that. You're still waiting for her to wear hot pink. Oh, 6 feet. Wow. Okay. All right. So Megan reveals festive preparation for Archie and Lily and kisses Harry in glitzy new Netflix trailer released moments before William and Kate arrived at the Royal Variety performance. Oh, you guys, they were a little angry about that. You know, this is the Daily Fail. We are going to hear about that all weekend. How Meghan plotted to release this on the same day of the Royal Variety. I'm pretty sure that they planned this months ago. I believe we're going to see something different every day until maybe a week before Christmas. I don't know. But they better get ready for it because Meghan wrote in the sand 2025. And 2025 has so far been a stellar year for the Sussexes, in particular for Meghan. So there's going to be more stuff coming out, and they may as well just get ready for it. They want everyone to stop doing what they're doing so that two of the most boring people that have ever drawn a breath can get some attention. So the 3 or 4 people queuing to see them can do with their little applaud or whatever they do. Leg says British media loves the drama and have to attack Wank and Kate. Oh, Wank. That's both of them, right? Wank have to attack. Is that should that be attached to Harry and Meghan? I think that should be attached. Thank you for the super chat. You know, I have been checking to see um, if they were going to change the headline for like when Meghan was in Paris. Remember how they had the big headline on the Daily Mail? So far, they just won't do it. I think because the Royal Variety was supposed to be Will and Kate's moment, so they don't have Will and Kate up there anymore. But I have been waiting to see if they were going to splash like a big thing up there for the Sussexes. And since they can't think of anything negative to say, I guess that is a big no. But they don't have Will and Kate up there anymore either. Although they have run an article about, let me see, Meghan goes barefaced as she poses for the cover of Harper Bazaar. Yeah, so they definitely have it, but I guess the Midnight Crew hasn't been able to jump on it yet. Oh well, they're shady. Thank you, Lex. A little bonus. One of the squaddies posted that. I don't think I've ever seen this picture, but I'm loving it. Doria. And who knew when Meghan took this picture that one day she would be one of the most influential people in the world? Who knew? Now, Prince Harry announced as keynote speaker at a 270-pound a head real estate conference in Canada, despite spending most of his life living in grace and favor cottages. Are they desperate? Are they desperate? The Duke of Sussex will address 450 professionals about service and leadership at the Ontario Real Estate Association. It's called Aurea Powerhouse Gathering in Toronto on December 1st. Oh, wow, we got that to look forward to. But the reason why I put these side by side is obvious. If they believe Harry is not qualified to discuss leadership, someone who was known as Captain Wells when he was in the army, meaning that he was in a position of what? Leadership. Um, and also, Harry is probably the only senior royal that has a real mortgage compared to the others with their what? Grace and favor homes? Or Charles, who's had the Duchy of Cornwall for I don't know how many years, about 50 years or more. So, of course, he could just write a check and get whatever he wants. But Harry actually uh, has a mortgage. So I think he would know more about it than any of the rest of them. But the reason why I paired that with Kate, because if you're trying to say Harry is not qualified to have a discussion about leadership to a bunch of real estate people, how in the world is Kate Middleton qualified to go in front of all of those corporate people that she was in front of, mispronouncing the words and all that kind of stuff? That didn't stop her for being Dr. Joyce Katie, right? Yes, Dr. Joyce Middlebaum. Remember Dr. Joyce Brothers, who seemed to be an authority on everything? Well, Dr. Joyce Kitty, she doesn't know much of anything, but that didn't stop her from taking that speech that somebody else wrote for her and standing up there and lecturing people about how to train children to be worker bees of the future. So, yeah, I'm going to just go on a limb and say I think Harry is more qualified to speak to real estate people than Kate is qualified to speak to a barista at the Starbucks. Yeah, I'm just going to go on a limb and say that. Kate, who has never worked a real job in her life, unless you want to count yacht girl days, right? Where else has she worked? Well, they said that she had something at Jigsaw, but we all know that that was just so that people wouldn't think she was lazy. She barely ever reported to work from reports I read. Um, yeah, they shouldn't go there because then people start making comparisons like I just did, right? Or William talking about the environment, even though his carbon footprint is massive compared to most people in this world. And Charles too, for that matter. So yeah, Harry's as good an expert as anybody. Let's see. They always want Harry and Meghan to stop their progress. Yes, exactly. They always want them to delay. They will say things like Harry and Meghan should not do XYZ because so and so just died, right? And yet, Will and Kate are on vacation. Someone else is at a party. All of those things that they do, it doesn't matter. They just don't like for the Sussexes to get any type of positive press. Thank you for the super chat. Marjorie Austin says, who cares about royal BS? What is that? TC? What is that? to, I'm not sure what that is. BS. Um, what is that? Okay. Well, anyway, thank you for the super chat. You tell him. Joan Lawman, thank you for the super, super, super sticker. And thank you for being a member. Thank you. Greatly appreciate it. Oh, sorry. And also, Dorothy Ross, I did receive a PayPal from Dorothy Ross. I think I can say that. Thank you very much. All right, let me take that away. And let's see, Doretha Green, a super sticker. Thank you very much for that. Greatly appreciate it. And thank you for being a member as well. Okay. So this guy right here had a thing to say. You guys, this is, let me see, Graham Smith, who loves to troll the royals, says, why does Sophie need a police escort? Absolute nonsense and unnecessary danger to the public. Well, Chris Ship with a P, not a T, Chris Ship with a P, not a T, says, why did the Duchess of Edinburgh have to go back for tea at Windsor at 60 miles per hour and cause a death? The brother of Helen Holland, killed by police outrider, escorting Sophie through London, says he doesn't understand why her convoy was traveling at such speed. Crazy. I don't know. Something. Anyway, it got cut off. But yes, that is a good question. Why does she need a police escort? What is so urgent about Sophie? She's not in line to the throne. And even if she was, what difference does it make traveling that fast? She will never, ever be a sovereign. So, what is the point of her going so fast like that? Makes no sense. Okay, so let me play this soundbite for you. I think this deserves a bigger investigation. I really do. Oh my goodness, I guess I don't have it, do I? No worries, I can find it. I can find it. It's on Graham Smith, so that will be easy. I forgot to save it. Yeah, is it Graham? Yeah, it's Graham Smith.
She was on her way back to Windsor for tea. Now, killed my sister on the way back to tea. Why does she have to go back for tea at Windsor at 60 miles an hour and cause a death? I'm not blaming her, but that's the procedure at the moment. Crazy. I don't understand that. I don't understand many things at the moment. This is really upset me, this case. Yeah, I understand that she was on a...
So, Oh yeah, it just says crazy. I don't. That's what he says right there when he gets cut off. So that was actually the end. That's correct. Weird, but okay.
I understand that.
All right. So that's the brother of the where is she? Let me find it. There she is right there. Helen Holland. Grandmother dies after being hit by Duchess of Edinburgh's police outrider. Pensioner 81 loses battle for life 2 weeks after horror crash on London A4. Now, I did share a picture of it at the time. If you look there at the top left, I'm sorry that that's so small. It appears that there was a bit of a blind spot for her. That brick structure that you see there, I believe that's like a signal box for the street lamps or for the stoplights, or maybe both, or something like that. It's some kind of utility shed. So, because they were speeding, they could not stop in time, or if they tried to stop at all. And it's not clear whether they went through the stoplight. I don't know. I don't want to say they did if they didn't. But in some cases, because of the escort, they will go through stoplights. But I'm not saying that that was the case here, if you understand what I'm saying. Not sure. The line that you see there, see where it says 40 feet? 40 feet. When she was struck by the police escort, she was knocked 40 feet across the road. 40 feet. That's how fast they were going. She flew 40 feet across the street. It's a testament to her strength that she lived for 2 weeks. That is outrageous. That is outrageous. Now, there has been some speculation that Sophie may be giving cover to someone else. I would hate to believe that something as tragic as this could happen and they would use someone as a cover so that another member of the family can, so they don't have to look bad. But whoever it was, they were going too fast. They were just simply going too fast. And someone lost their life so that a non-essential royal could make it to tea. This is where Sophie lives. That house right there, that is, what is it? Bangkok, Bagshot, something like that. Inside Prince Edward's 120-room mansion, where he lives with wife Sophie Wessex and their children, Louisa and James. Huge, huge. It's like it's like a city. It has its own skyline and everything. What a life of privilege that she married into, someone who bankrupted her PR firm, someone who has badmouthed the entire family and gotten away with it, someone who also had an issue with a fake sheik. And now this. Oh, and don't let me forget this one since I'm dragging Sophie. This is when she was verbally berating one of her royal protection officers. She was just having a bad day, and she gave him the what for. I wonder if they investigated this. I wonder if they investigated this. I wonder if there was some global tribunal about her behavior. Probably not. She's not black. No need for that. When you're Sophie Wessex, you were just having a bad day. Now, the Emerald Princess. This is what the tabloids are upset about. Oh, let's see. Leg says, do they pay for rent? Royal Lodge was a false flag. Huh. You know, I thank you for the super chat. I am not sure if they ever disclose what type of arrangements they made for Sophie and Edward. But as I believe someone told me, they actually make money from leasing some of the other property or other cottages or whatever on their estate. But we all know that there's no way in the world that Sophie and Edward has been able to earn that kind of money. I don't know where their money comes from, right? I don't know if they get some kind of a salary or something like that. I'm sure that they get something. And I suppose, Charles has to pay them. But because there's no real disclosure, we'll never know how they make their money. Who knows? Maybe they found another sheik. uh you think, thank you very much, Legs. I think ARO was a pilot to see how things would be received. Also, I think they could still use American Riviera Orchard for a clubhouse or a cookbook, etc. Is coming. I hope so. I hope so. Thank you very much, Alicia. I hope so. I hope it's not like totally gone away. Oh, let's see. I think it was 90,000 per. Is that is that is that annually 90,000 a year? Or that's just 90,000 per. What is annum? But they paid 90,000 for that. They only paid 90,000. That's a bargain. Wow. They have tenants living on their property, as was reported. Okay. Ooh, okay. Oh, that's 90,000 a year. Okay. So how much is that a month? Is that like 7,000 pounds a month or something like that? Let me get my calculator. Here's my calculator. I got the old-fashioned calculator. Well, anyway, let me know what that is per month. I'm curious. So yeah, they were upset because this was supposed to be Kate's big night. Kate was supposed to break the internet. Kate was supposed to use the Kate effect. This was supposed to be her moment. And as I peruse social media, nothing. Nothing. And I do mean nothing. A big fat nothing burger. Nobody's thinking about Kate. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm afraid that's not going to do it. Uh-huh. Nothing. Oh, wow. Someone says, I'm so very glad the family of Helen Holland aren't letting this go and continue to speak out. Why does Sophie, the wife of the 15th in line, need a team of convoy motorbikes outriders to escort her anywhere. Is she really a high-risk individual? And then someone says here, I'm looking at Twitter, she doesn't, so there could have been another family member in that motorcade. And then this person is pointing out that Sophie has had another incident. Sophie's going to have to go back into hiding like she did after the accident. Well, oh, this is going to be so bad for Kate because you have the whole Harper's Bazaar photo shoot. And then you got Kate in that very drab green dress. I'm sorry. This is not going to carry the day. Look at that. And listen, you guys, I don't want to be rude, but don't you think some opera gloves might have been a wise choice for tonight? I'm just saying, some opera gloves. I think it would have been a great accessory for that dress. Some opera gloves. Haven't we had this discussion before? I'm getting that Hansel and Gretel vibe, if you know what I mean. I'm feeling very Hansel and Gretel. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Just some gloves. I think it would be a more dramatic look for her. Black gloves. I know she has some. She should have wore some black gloves. It would have added an element of mystery. Yeah. Sandra, you're picking up what I'm putting down, right? Some gloves. Put some gloves on. Yeah, she could have wore some black suede gloves or something. Or maybe put a wrap on. Maybe go get one of those Queen Mother mink stoles. Something. Because she's sharing too much. Anyway, you guys, this is Kate after, well, I don't know if it was before or after her speech, but maybe she realized either that or maybe she looked at her phone and saw, maybe she follows one of the squatties. God, I hope she don't watch Royal Sussex. Oh, that would be a tragedy, wouldn't it? That would be a tragedy. I wouldn't wish that on her. She should never watch Royal Sussex. I thought it was a good speech, though. I was proud of her. I mean, aside from that little thing, I thought she did very well.
You'll face the daily challenge at finding the balance between profitability and having a positive impact. Leaders, you'll face the daily challenge at finding the balance between profitability and having a positive impact.
Will you? Well, I'm glad to know that. Because that is something that always concerns me is profitability. Right? Lex says, I think Kitty was trying to copy Meghan's green dress. Oh, yes. She also tried to go for Meghan's signature minimalism, but the issue is that Meghan knows her body type and lines. Kate imitates and tries to copy. That's a good observation. Thank you for that.
You'll face the daily challenge at finding the balance between profitability, and having a positive impact.
Okay, I'm glad to know that. And then right here. So, oh my God, I cannot see that. You know what? I usually put this on a bigger screen. No wonder I'm having trouble seeing. I should have put it on my bigger screen. I didn't think about that until just now. Oh, that's much better. That is much better. I should have done that ages ago. All right, so right here it says, I get the impression that Kate's self-confidence hasn't increased over the last 20 years, but rather decreased, and I wonder why that is. Now, Professor Monica Dober, is it Doberstein? She doesn't like the royal family. You can see right here some of the things that she put together. And when you think about it, it makes sense. So let's start with the upper left. Prince William and Kate Middleton throw things at each other during their terrible rows, and Arthur claims. Right? Kate Middleton humiliates and treated like doormat by Prince William on night out. What year was that? Oh, that was 2024. And what about this one? Buckingham scandal. William mistreats Kate verbally and emotionally per insider. The boy got a temper. Camilla told friends that Prince William would shout and Prince Charles would meekly submit new book claims. And then there's all these other things. So I guess what she's trying to say is, because of the expectations of her role, her position, and then, of course, her husband, who's notoriously angry all the time, incandescent with rage, that somehow this has resulted in Kate's personality changing, right? That she kind of shrinks into herself when the going get tough. And it seems like she would always be a little nervous and skittish around people in general, but William in particular, because I don't know what clip that was, but does anybody remember a video where Kate was doing a speech and William seemed to be laughing and kind of mocking her? Does anybody recall that? I think I do. I think I do. I probably don't have it, but I think I recall William kind of being a bit of a distraction to Kate. So one of the comments there says, when one is turned into AI on a bench, silenced in the bedroom, married but single, disappear 4 months due to depression, all of this is alleged, ordered out, someone whims, at someone's whim, travels without her, the non-existent self-confidence evaporates. Does she have friends at all? School or classmates? She's very lonely. Well, I covered up that person's name because, anyway, I just did. That is something to think about, because I myself have said, don't seem like she got any friends, right? And of course, I am still very curious why Kate was not seen. There was no confirmed sightings of her for 172 days. Now, if you want to believe that that was Kate sitting on the bench, notice that when Kate was on the bench, there was zero mistakes. Zero mistakes. And yet, Kate looked down at that speech that she gave. What was it, 15 times? 15 times she had to look down at that speech. But when she sat on that bench, Kate or whoever that was, AI perhaps, zero mistakes. Zero mistakes. That alone says a lot. I do believe it was AI. And the more, what's his name? Christopher Bowsey, the more he talked about it, the more they went after him. Kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? And then, of course, you can go back even further. All of 2023, there was briefing of some sort about a divorce in 2024. So the press, they tried to claim that Harry and Meghan were having problems. But we know who was having problems. We already know. And then, of course, it seemed like they let slip that William lives at Windsor Castle, something that I have said ever since they supposedly moved to Adelaide Cottage. I said at the time, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Adelaide Cottage was a place for Kate and the kids. William, there's no way he was living there. I don't believe he ever lived there. I do not believe it. I could not imagine William goes all the way to Windsor to live in that little crappy cottage. And they got busted because when William did that video, they were trying to, I guess that someone was trying to place William in that cottage, in that Royal Lodge. They felt a need to do that. And by doing that, they told more than they actually meant to share, because it confirmed what a lot of people, including myself, was thinking. And that is, no way does William live in Forest Lodge. No way has William ever lived in Adelaide Cottage. It's just not true. Hey, Madam F. And it never really looks like her. And then with the AI, you have limbs that disappear. Let me drink some water. With the AI, you have the trouble of limbs disappearing. And for certain, with that AI, it seemed like her ring jumped fingers or something like that. Also, they would not name the camera crew. Now, BBC, who they pretend to hate so much, BBC actually took credit for the video, but there was no individual said to have produced that video. And it was the same thing when the Daily Mail doxed that one particular content creator. When they, I believe it was that he said something that contradicted the whole "Where's Kate Middleton?" And so they ran this story about him in the Daily Mail. There was no single reporter attributed to that story. It only came from the Daily Mail. Do you understand what I'm saying here? No one wanted to take responsibility for exposing this kid. They went to their neighbors and said, "Did you know that someone like such and such lives in your neighborhood?" I mean, they really went after this kid. If that kid was in the US, he'd be a very wealthy man right now. He would be a very wealthy young man because they could not have gotten away with something like that in the US. Straight to court they would go. Just ask Fox News, who had to pay $787 million for misrepresenting or flat out lying about a company. And I believe they either settled another lawsuit because there was another firm that they lied about. That kid would be very rich if he was in the US. He'd never have to work again. You're right about that, Sonia Johnson. I believe that too. Everything was set to go until I believe that whole thing was a way to push back. And then there was months and months of negotiation. You know what? We're going to have to do another thing about that. I don't know if I want to wait until the anniversary of that or not. Let me think about that. Let me see. Well, you clearly correct. How did her speech execution become worse after 14 years as a royal instead of improving? Nervous, skittish. Yeah, that's why. Look at the other photos that Dr. Doverstein shared. The broken doggy dish story right there. That's the kitchen at the Nottingham cottage. Blowout fights, hitting sauce hard and ignoring Kate's pleas to stop. Lex says, no, it was BBC Studios. Not, oh, okay, thank you. Not the same. It is like 60 Minutes versus 60 Minutes Australia. They get to use the reputation of the BBC for clout. Thank you, Legs. Thank you. But no single anybody took credit for it. Very interesting. Oh my God. I wish that that story, I wish that somehow, some way, someone will expose that for what it was. I really do. That is a huge story. That is a huge story. And if someone wrote a book about that, I'd buy it myself. I'd give out a few copies because that is a huge story. The whole thing made no sense. And I got a whole bunch of things that I saved to put everything in chronological order. We'll have to do that one day. So, oh yeah, I have not played Martin for you guys in a long time. So let me cue up Martin here. Morning. Okay, let me get Martin going here. Okay, I gotta have Martin. Don't tell me I lost him.
Morning, friends. Happy Wednesday. How the heck are you? Not sure where to start with this one because it's really hard to be objective without being cruel, but let's give it a go. If you didn't know, Kate was out and about working yesterday, giving a speech for a whole 26 seconds, preaching to other business leaders about the importance of money, time, families, early years development, basically all the stuff that we heard in 2015 that's being recycled again. And I actually feel sorry for Kate because I think she's been set up yet again for massive failures. Let's start with the basics. The speech could not have been written by Kate. How do we know that the speech wasn't written by Kate? Because she looked at her notes 15 times in 26 seconds. I was filmed by the BBC on Dragon's Den for nearly 2 hours with no backup, no support, and no notes. It's not that hard to do if you practice. Kate also has zero experience of proper work or being a business leader, but was there with business leaders in the community, including the ex-England men's football manager, lecturing them on what to do. It's off the scale pontification, which, to be honest, literally just winds people up. No credible information in Kate's speech, no stats, no data, really poor delivery of her words. She rushed them, she mumbled some words, she got some words wrong. When is Kate going to find her true direction in life? She's been in the royal family for 2 decades now, and nothing she's ever worked on has ever given her joy because I assume it's never given her joy because there's never been any credible results. Last point, the British press, including Hello magazine, continue to laud Kate's breakthrough speech. There's literally no balanced journalism going on here, apart from probably this here and you guys watching it. There's absolutely no balance. The press could have said, Kate made some important points. Unfortunately, the delivery was a bit fluffed. You can have journalistic balance. It isn't necessary to laud someone completely in the style of the Emperor's New Clothes because that doesn't help anyone. As ever, my thoughts, comments, opinions are not important. Yours are. Comments are open. Let me know what you think. Have a brilliant day.
Okay, so that was Martin from the Ministry of Hacks. He's on TikTok. He also has a X account. And he made some very, very good points there. The article in 2023 that came up saying that if Kate divorced William, they implied that she wouldn't get much. Oh, yes, the Band-Aids, We have not seen Band-Aids in a long time. And I recall that before she disappeared for most of 2024, there was a last photo of her with the Band-Aids in 2023. I believe that was the last time. And that time she had 2 fingers taped up together. I believe it was, and they said that happened from a trampoline. That was the last one of those bandage photos that I recall. But you could say to anyone, Google Kate Middleton bandage, and there's all these photos that come up. I mean, if you don't believe me, do it right now. Do it right now, just for fun. Kate Middleton bandage. And there's all those photos. Wow. Yeah, all those photos. Time and time again. bandages. I see one on like the side of her hand. That never made any sense, especially when you consider how rare it is to see her in the first place. You know, and I don't want to, I mean, I say a lot of things, but just her appearance is, it's like there is a spirit of despair over her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she looks very like she's been hardened in some kind of way. It's like a cross between a very angry, hateful person and someone who is very vulnerable at the same time. That's what I get from her. And of course, Graham Smith said yesterday, woman with zero experience of work lecturing business leaders with a speech written for her, Kate's engagements add up to the equivalent of less than a month's work. They are shameless. Yeah. If you add up all of her actual working hours as a senior royal, she does about a month's work. And William, probably about a month and a half, maybe 2 months this year. And that's the truth. She barely works. And yet, using her privilege, she's allowed to have this big to-do where she goes and reads a speech that was clearly prepared for her, and she unprepared to give the speech. And then the next day, well, actually that day and the next, they are applauding Kate Middleton like she's the second coming. What does that say about anything and everything all at the same time? She should actually be embarrassed. She really should be embarrassed. I don't think she has it in her to ever feel embarrassed about what she's doing, but it's embarrassing. I would be so embarrassed. And how could I look at my children when everything that I do and everything that I stand for is like perpetuating some type of fraud on the public? I would be embarrassed to get dressed up and to go and take a trip like that and stand in front of people that are actually qualified. And I just take prepared words and try to convey some type of authority. I think at one point, I think she said, "Thank you so much for taking the helm," as though they were covering for her until she could come back and show them why she's the chosen one. That was weird. First speech in 2 years. Have you worked out what povertability means, please? Nope, we haven't worked that out yet. And this is also from tonight. Don't tell the kids. Something to do with don't tell the kids that they met, what's that, Paddington Bear? I'm telling you, this was supposed to be a really big night for the Cambridge, what is it, the Waleses? This was supposed to be a big night for them, only to have it interrupted by the Duchess of Sussex, because Meghan is going to be trending all over the place for the rest of the week. Let's see. Leg says I'm sorry. Let me do that. She looked healthier at trooping in 2024 because she stayed away from William, her cancer. But now she is back in the fold and is eating her alive again. I get what you're saying. It's kind of interchangeable, isn't it? Thank you for the super chat. Okay, you know what? I am going to do about a 20 minutes members only after this. So if anybody is interested who has a membership, if you're interested, I'm just going to come on, no pressure, but I would love for Legs and Hazel to share their thoughts. But anyway, this is the last thing I have. This young lady right here. Oh my goodness. You know what? Let me make sure that I have the slide for that. Let me see. Not the slide, but the sound for that. Gosh, I hope I do. Do I or don't I? I don't think I do, and now I forgot. Anyway, she, let me see, Bank of England chief, tops 2026 power list as UK's most influential Black person. Yeah, she is I believe she's heading the Bank of England, which is incredible. Yes, oh wait, I think I know where I put it. Let me try that. I think I just saved the article somewhere, but let me see. That was days ago, of course. Yes, I misplaced it. So I think I'll come back with that tomorrow, if you guys don't mind, because I want to make sure I can find the entire article and share it with you. But anyway, congratulations to her for her new position. And I'm pretty sure that is a first of. And okay, you guys, cheers. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Again, give me about, 15 minutes. I'm going to come back. And if you guys feel like, giving us a bit of a point of view about a couple of things, I promise, only for about 20 minutes. Okay. All right. Love you guys. Thank you. Thank you, moderators.